Welcome back to Slightly More Milk.
You're really far away.
Welcome back to Slightly More Milk. This episode, the least three interesting people from last episode are back, baby. Another episode. Let's hear it up. The best person's already gone.
Our top number one guest, gone. She's never coming back.
We're going to go back to our usual formula. Derek, would you do nothing? Derek, nothing? Me, nothing? Well,
All right. See you next week.
Come on, we can't.
That joke every single time. Hey.
We gotta spice it up. Yeah, it's problematic when the three main cast are the most boring people. You like the guests way more.
Well, have you ever watched YouTube videos where it's like you only watch the interviewer because of who they have on, and that's it?
I guess that's a good point.
No.
I don't know. Hot ones actually.
No, well,
like
I
shock
understand
me.
what he's getting at, but no, I've never done it.
Really? Because there's this one guy who takes hikes. Like I talked about this last
Yeah, we
week.
talked about
You
it last
did?
week.
He was
It
just...
refreshed my memory
Have
because
you
I
seen...
don't think I
well,
remember.
he takes very famous celebrities on hikes.
You did? Oh,
Yes.
and when they were
But
gasping for
have you
breath
ever
and
seen
the-
Little Nicky? The movie Little Nicky?
No, I don't think so.
He is a character with nipples on his head. It's an Adam Sandler movie. He has,
wait.
he has boobs
What
on his
did you say?
head.
Oh, with nipples on his head.
Was
right.
boobs on his head. That was the most popular thing, and that is the interview guy, and like that one
What?
guy.
No shit.
Yeah, and that's his like discography, or is it filmography?
Filmography, I guess.
And then,
Discography is
and then
for music.
he gets like he got like Adam Sandler. He got
everyone from the movie.
Jack Black, Kevin Hart. Like he got some pretty good
He
characters.
takes them up like fucking Mount Everest on like a life-threatening week-long climb. When they get to the top,
You get to the
what
top.
do you have planned for next week?
You can put your plug in now.
Fucking dangerous shit.
I would
It's
have
a-
to look at an interview process.
It's a week-long hike trip, and he has 7 other interviewees, and they all keep falling off the further it keeps going.
Now that you alone have made it to the summit, you are worthy of my employment.
Yeah.
That is there's a fucking desk at the top of that. Take a seat for the interview.
Did we?
Yeah, we made that joke last week,
same
too.
Oh god.
Why do you guys listen to us every week?
So that real talk for a second. That robot dog that we saw, right?
Oh my god.
So there's a video of the Boston Dynamics dog dancing along to Uptown Funk, right? The
Yep.
Bruno Mars song.
Yep.
But like what creeped me out most about it, because he did the moonwalk and everything, it was cool. But he did a
his
little
head.
twerk and he turned around. Oh wow, this table moves so much.
Fucking worm faced.
Yeah, his fucking elongated swan neck stretches around and stares at us while it shakes its ass hypnotically.
He's like that boy.
And I'm like, oh my god, like, this is Black Mirror. Like, this thing looks like if R. Kelly designed Black Mirror, like the sensually dancing dog is
It's like
really
that really
creepy.
creepy commercial with the dog in the Mountain Dew commercial, I think it was.
The what?
Wasn't there a Mountain Dew commercial that you did not like because there was this dog in it and it like started twerking and you were really upset about it?
Yeah. Because it was
Like the dog rubbing its ass against the wall, looking at the kid.
No.
Like that one?
No, that's hilarious. No, the reason this one, there was something wrong with that one. From what I remember, it was like a long dog.
Yeah.
Like a tall dog, and it like stood up on its hind legs and did this really disturbing, like uncanny valley, like human dance with still dog form, but not quite. It was really weird.
There's a lot of weird fucking commercials. Do you guys remember when PS3 first came out? The baby,
The
that
baby
was, like,
one?
crying?
The creepy
the
one?
creepy fucking baby.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
There was one where it's
Man,
like
I'm so behind
it
on
shows
all
the
these
PS3
commercials.
and it rises and it shows like a little doll baby like cries and it goes and so I was like really laughing and then it just stops and that was a commercial.
Yeah,
What
it
was it
really-
supposed to advertise?
PS3.
the PlayStation 3.
And it shows no games or anything. It just
Although
shows
I
a baby,
think
like, crying
if
and
I
laughing.
remember correctly, the baby was generated with the power of the PlayStation
Yeah,
3.
That's so fucking
So-
creepy though.
But yes, no, it was a really creepy and really odd commercial.
Yeah, and then there was what was the other one? Fucking Mountain Dew, the Pumpy Monkey Baby. You remember that one?
Yeah,
the Pumpy Monkey
that
Baby.
sounds
That was so fucking
Like,
stupid.
lol, random shit.
Absolutely.
You remember how much work they used to put in commercials? Like, you remember the old Halo commercials where it was all like
amazing.
live
Oh, yeah,
action
it's
and there was
fucking
like
awesome.
these huge...
Oh, and the ODST ones?
Yeah,
Well,
and there was like those
yeah.
huge kind of like just statues and monuments that they built
They had,
for
they
it.
had like actually funny like when I was a kid I used to love like remember the E-Trade Baby and shit like that.
Yeah.
That one was good.
That was actual.
Those are the-
trunk monkey.
The the gross cards. Are you talking about those?
No.
E-Trade Baby is just
the talking smart baby.
who talks about trading stocks online.
And then he like, when it hiccups in his seat, it's like, baby.
yeah, right.
But it's
okay.
still funny.
Yeah, that was his mask.
Yeah, that was a really good one.
Okay.
They had a lot of good fucking or the old Sony ones where they had that
The dude?
Yeah, that was fucking hilarious.
Mr. PlayStation
Yeah,
or whatever.
Mr. PlayStation, yeah.
Nobody knows. I don't think he actually ever got a name. Yeah.
Jeff Bridges did commercials for Sony. Wait, did you say the dude?
No, that'd be awesome though.
No.
It was just a dude.
No, it was just some dude.
Hey, dude. Not the dude.
Like, yo, man, the new Sony controller really ties the whole.
No. It was
awesome,
it was like this middle-aged man, and he's
hilarious.
Yeah, it was really funny because he'd walk through like either like an office or sometimes even like they make a set of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And like he would just push all the Sony stuff until like I think something happened. I think he said something.
That was like too racy or something.
No, not even on the commercial.
I don't think I remember any of these.
Not even on the commercial, I don't think. I think they just butted heads at Sony, and he just kind of laughed. Yeah.
And then he went to like Wendy's or something like that.
Did he? Oh.
Yeah. Did you guys see the co-producer of Microsoft died a few days ago or canceled?
Bill Gates died?
He owned the Trailblazers and a bunch of other like NBA teams and shit.
So what is that gonna do to like Microsoft? Do you think anything?
Probably nothing. I think he retired from Microsoft. He just died.
Oh, he was the previous guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of dark because his last comment was like 2 weeks ago.
Was
like,
he
my cancer came back, but I'm gonna fight it pretty hard. And then
Rip.
How old was he?
65.
Oh my god.
Which is really pretty young.
Yeah, that's fucking sad.
Yeah, I wanted to bring
Especially
it
for the Trailblazers.
Well, that's not the saddest thing that's happened to the Trailblazers. To be honest. That's a pretty shit team.
Oh, sports humor, let's go. That's a So you're talking about all these commercials, and every time you bring one up, I'm like, I don't remember what that was. And I'm thinking, like, is this because I didn't have TV?
It's because your parents didn't watch football every single Sunday.
But I did watch the Super Bowl. I remember the E-Trade baby commercials because they were on the Super Bowl. I remember that Mountain Dew dog commercial.
That was just like a year ago.
Internet.
Yeah, that was like
the trunk monkey one was pretty recently too.
Oh, it was?
It was about like I forgot what it was. Some guy bought bad insurance, so the monkey comes out of the trunk because it beats the shit out of him.
Really?
Yeah, it was fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know that. I thought you were talking about the one of the singing car dealership places. Like
you gotta pause it sometimes so I can show you. It's fucking hilarious.
All right, we'll check it out in a second. Yeah. But I was talking about like the older ones, like the Sony shit.
Yeah,
and I don't remember any of that shit. Like not watching TV.
Like what did you like? You didn't watch.
You
TV
must
shows
have
a lot
saw
as,
it just via osmosis. Though.
But like
you didn't want.
When did that come out? Because YouTube was like 2006.
That came out during the PlayStation 3 era.
Probably like 2008
so
to
then I would have like been able to see it on the internet. But
you probably have seen it. We'll show you afterwards.
Oh yeah, sure. I don't think I spent as much time on YouTube like as it was back then either. Because YouTube only recently is like, well. 2 years ago, YouTube was like the place to be. Now it's like a piece of shit because it's run by like somebody's mom.
Yeah, but let's be honest.
Do
You
you hear
still watch
that,
YouTube
Chess?
at least once a day, though.
Oh yeah, I still do, but I mean like content creation, it's still a little bit shit right now.
Yeah, but 2 years ago at his prime, Leafy was here as one of the biggest ones. So can we really say...
I know that, but that doesn't mean that like just because like the people like the big like okay, Ninja's the number one streamer on Twitch right now. Like you've seen some of his like shit from when he was younger. Like he's a fucking animal, but like. Just because of the content was shitty, like doesn't mean like the companies like because like YouTube used to like pay people like at least fair.
That was at least like 6 years.
That was a long time ago.
That was back in 2010, 2012.
YouTube
then it changed. Then it changed in 2014.
Well, YouTube still doesn't make money though, right?
What?
YouTube still doesn't actually make money.
No, they make a whole bunch
How wouldn't
of money.
they make money?
For the longest time, they didn't actually make a profit out of YouTube.
That was back in like 2006.
Probably 6 when it started. Day at the Zoo.
No, for the longest time, like 2012, they weren't making. But it had such a stranglehold on video sharing on the internet. You can't get rid of that.
Right.
That's so much.
What you're gonna go Vimeo?
Yeah.
Like, you can't go back to Newgrounds if you animate. Like that just doesn't work. Like Flash is dead, so that's over too.
It's called like suck a comedian's dick and try to get on his animation,
or just like
show
do a let's play.
Yeah. Well, Hulu did this really cool.
Or do a shitty podcast with 3 fun boys. In a basement.
I really wish that movies and TV shows and shit was as accessible as like music is now. Like on Spotify, you can see someone with 20,000 weekly listeners. You can't get that shit on.
For what?
I'm saying it's probably much easier now to get famous from a song.
Because of the sharing. Absolutely.
Movies, no fucking way.
No.
Like the last one I could think of is like Paranormal Activity, where it's just like they made the show for like 200,000. They made the movie. And they made like $70 million.
So Paranormal Activity was just some fucking people.
Yeah. Same with Saw.
Really?
Yep.
Did you
Oh
know
yeah,
this?
yeah. The first one, yeah.
It cost $1 million to make Saw.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So
No, I thought
Right.
Saw was getting backed by a company.
Oh look.
I know that Paranormal Activity was very
Yeah,
like,
but do you remember the old commercials for Paranormal Activity? Like, it's scaring viewers. Everyone's like, ah. Like,
yeah.
And they're like, go on the internet and put in your local town so we can get a movie theater near you.
Oh,
'Cause
really?
They didn't have movie theaters. There was like one or two that they actually
shit.
had. Yeah.
So, and I mean, Daren, you're always into like theater and everything and like acting.
yeah.
So, like, should you pursue it?
No,
That's
fuck
like a good point. Is like, what are you supposed to do? Is like write your own screenplay and throw it out the window and
Trust
hope
me,
that, like,
I'm
the
still
paper
trying to
airplane-
figure that out.
But, like, does the paper airplane find its way into like Shyamalan's box or something?
Here's what I've learned. You either got to be born into it or just be really lucky and pull a Kevin Smith.
What did Kevin Smith do?
He make Clerks, the original Clerks,
Yeah.
with just him and his buddies, basically.
Oh, really? No shit.
Yeah, I mean, he did hire some of the actors and all that, and then they put it into Sundance, and then somebody at Sundance picked it up, and then luckily he got to go up and continued all that.
No, you're right. Saw started
Are you
out
sure you don't mean
as a
Kevin
short film.
James?
No, it's not Kevin James. It's Kevin Smith.
You know, did you guys know the guy that? Do you guys know the guy that created Winnie the Pooh was actually a female? Did you guys know that? Isn't that crazy?
Yo, there's so much misinformation spread on the show. It's fucking buck wild.
If people fact check me, I'm usually right.
Fact checking will ruin this podcast.
Fact checking will ruin anybody's
Yes.
time unless you are in a position of power that matters.
Yeah.
So right now, I just want to tell the audience that both two other members are on their phone.
No, I was looking at
Well,
Saw.
I'm actually trying to find something because
Oh, sorry.
yeah. No,
I can't watch porn when I do this. Come on,
You can just turn it the fuck up and take your headphones
put
out.
your dick away, Tom. Masturbate after.
well, no, because YouTube just changed their policy recently, and I'm trying to find the link that I read it on. So, I'm sorry.
I think it is cool
quite
though that we
alright.
care so much about YouTube like that when we don't make any money and never will make money off YouTube.
Yeah. I mean,
No,
probably,
we won't. But
Like,
there are some creators that are, or at least that I follow, that are on YouTube, and so this is how they make
you know what
money.
here's why I like YouTube. Primarily is the ability to visualize procedures. And what I mean, that's an extremely complicated way of saying DIY projects are made infinitely more accessible through YouTube. Like,
Not
and
anymore.
so everybody, what?
like
Absolutely
how
anymore.
hard
Even
you think,
more.
You still think it's easy to make it on YouTube?
No, we're not
no.
talking about that. We're talking about the usefulness
What do you
of
think
them.
I'm talking about? DIY projects.
Oh, I thought you meant like, I have this cool idea. No one knows about me, but I'm gonna make it and put it on YouTube.
No.
Like this fucking
No,
still won't make
Let
it.
me rephrase. When I want to look up how to fix my computer,
yeah,
all I
yeah,
have
I
to do
agree,
is
yeah.
Google it. I
Yeah.
should have just said that to begin with. But, like people are like, oh, yo, can you fix this? Can you fix that? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do that? I don't know anything. I just know how to Google everything. And like, if you think of a problem that you have, if you type that into Google, you're gonna get a blog post, find it, and then the next result you're gonna get is a YouTube video showing you how to do that. And that is like fucking insane
Yeah, I still
to
fuck
like
up-
have access to that information.
I still fuck up the YouTube videos though.
It was so.
They're
It was
not all
so
good, obviously, but
It was so helpful, especially when I was working at the law office, because they come up to me and be like, "Hey, call maintenance. Some simple thing broke." I was like, "Oh, I can fix that. Hold on."
yeah, let me just
And then
literally Google.
they're like, "No, just call maintenance." I'm like, "All right, yeah, I'll call maintenance," and then I'll disappear for like 30 minutes. Come back, I'm like, "Hey, it's fixed."
See, with me, I'd be like, yeah, call me now.
Yeah, you would call maintenance. But
See,
you
I
didn't-
well, I found
You're
it
like, "Where's my
because they're like,
raise?"
"Oh, the sink is clogged," and I'm like, "All we have to do is like just plunge the sink."
Just let me piss in it.
Like
just let me pee inside.
he's like, "So call maintenance. The sink's clogged." So I just go upstairs and I just plunge the sink, and then it starts working. And I'm like, "There you go."
Shit is clogged. No, I'll call maintenance this time.
Yeah, I'm not fixing that.
Hey,
I'm still very sick.
I haven't orgasmed in like 2 years. Can you call maintenance? Yeah.
No.
My fucking penis pipes are
Can I talk to HR? I am HR.
Let me take a look at it.
Can you call
plumbing's a little
maintenance? Like Daren looks like super offended. You don't call maintenance for that? No, that's my job. Yeah, I'm in my office.
I didn't have an office.
Goes in the bottom of his desk, takes out like fucking, takes out some fucking gloves. Snap, snap. All right, bad boy. Let's see what the problem is.
Dog, I am maintenance. Relax and let me take care of this.
Take your fucking dick out. Give you a quick professional handy.
Alright. Makes me think of that that workplace harassment video.
What around the office? You got a monster cock. You got a fat cock. What about a sweaty hog, dude?
That's sweaty hog right there.
I can't find it right now, but from what I remember, they changed it so like the not the algorithm, but if your video has explicit content, it won't show up anymore.
So demonetization is one of the big.
It's another demonetization thing, but it's well, actually, not really, because like you still are monetized, but it just won't show your video if like you logged in without an account. You just went to YouTube. It's like, here are the popular things or whatever, and you search up, and like they just won't show up if it's new or trending.
Right.
If it has any like vulgar language or something like that.
Yeah.
It was really weird. I'm like, oh shit.
I know, and so that does kind of affect us, and you know, it's.
No, I didn't really care for us. I was meant the other creators that I follow.
I thought you were saying for us, because
no.
I mean, really, does it? We don't have a lot of listeners.
We also aren't monetizing the videos.
We're not monetizing the videos, but like, I mean, if we told the viewers like how to fucking make a bomb, I guess if we weren't monetizing videos, it wouldn't matter.
Probably get more viewers.
Yeah, right. Look
up the American Cookbook online.
The Anarchist Cookbook.
The Anarchist Cookbook. Yeah.
That is American. So first you get some pipe.
Oh god.
It's the same thing, right?
What a horrifying distinction that needs to be made very quickly.
It's the same thing, right? We're all Americans
here.
No,
the Anarchist Cookbook. That's how to make a bomb. What was the thing that happened a little bit recently? And by that I mean a couple months ago, in which like Coca-Cola put some advertisements on like videos that YouTube like still like monetize, and they're like hate speech videos or.
You're just talking.
And I want to tread lightly because it wasn't like an
that's why
I don't think it was Coke, but I think
it was Coca-Cola. Yeah.
No, I think it was YouTube because
YouTube's
they
fault.
put it on.
Right,
yeah,
sorry.
Because there was some bombing or something.
Oh yeah.
And somebody monetized it, and YouTube didn't check it, put monetization on it, and then they came out with a statement like, political things can't be monetized. Or something other, and then Jimmy Kimmel's still getting monetized for all of his stuff.
Oh, and he's a political commentator.
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay.
Which is it's a controversial thing.
Well, Jimmy Kimmel gets like 10 million views.
Yeah,
so
which is why.
Which
is why they don't want to demonetize them.
Yeah. But that kind of speaks to like how they just run everything through their algorithm and don't pay attention.
Yeah,
and like
it's no longer like somebody.
How can you watch all of YouTube?
And that's the question. That's the problem. You can't. And
you
there
can't.
is
But
no right answer, I guess. Right now,
well, yeah, because they keep trying different things, and at least they're trying to like. Yes, they're not making the right decisions, but they're trying to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. All you gotta do is just put like a yes or no. Is this video bad? It's person that uploads it. It's a yes or no.
When has honor system ever failed?
Yeah. No, we're not gonna invade Poland.
You click next. Are you sure?
Maybe.
Because they did the
Hitler was crossing his fingers the whole time.
They did like the partnering system. And then they did, like, you have to have so many you have to have, like, 3,000 views on all, like, or 3,000 hours in total or something like that of all your videos to be able to monetize it, or at least get made money.
Blank noise and just put, like,
make some hard noise.
It's really weird. YouTube's a really weird place, and I think... soon it will die and a new thing will rise.
That's right. So? By the way, support our Patreon.
I think
support our Patreon.
Support our Patreon.
I think because of how bad they're handling everything, at least YouTube.
You think they're on their way out?
I think so, or maybe not. Like I'm gonna say this is gonna be like a few years.
Yeah,
maybe. But like,
never gonna leave.
No, I'm thinking that's going to be like a MySpace thing where it just immediately dies and like because something new appeared.
MySpace just went. It just like
it just died.
It was wild, and like I feel like nobody really paid. I didn't pay attention to it.
I had had one. I had an account, but I was like 8 and I didn't know anything about it. I was
Did you have MySpace?
Yep. I'm actually, now that you said that, I'm gonna put my MySpace song on my recommendation now.
No,
I still remember the song.
You still remember the song?
Oh yeah. Yeah, what's yours? Mine was Black Betty.
I didn't
Mine
have
was
one.
Black Betty by the Yin Yang Twins.
Wow.
You remember those guys? The Yin Yang Twins?
No.
You don't know the Yin Yang Twins?
I don't think so.
Woo!
Was it?
They were with Lil Jon.
No, sorry, I don't know. And
I'll
I
show
didn't
you
have
the-
MySpace
I'll show you
either.
the song after.
God, you old geezer.
This whole episode is just like, in what ways has Derek lived under a rock for like his entire life?
He knows Homestar Runner though, with every other 20 people in the fucking
There are
world.
dozens of us.
There's at least 20 of us.
Do you think that you would like it as much now if you didn't know about it as a kid and have the
Absolutely,
nostalgia?
I think I'd like it even more now because it. And so we're talking about Homestar Runner, right? And the comedy is timeless, and what I mean by that is it's like. There's not a lot of references, so it can't be dated as effectively.
Every Eminem song.
There's no real audience that it appeals to at all.
No.
And there's really no audience except for like because it's not, and 3, it's not the lol random audience either. It's not like what the fuck was the thing you literally just said that we were talking about a while ago, that advertisement?
The commercial thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
the commercial.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Right. So it's not just like random shit that throws
Big
at you
Mountain Dew.
funny. It's funny. It's constructed comedy, and it's just like really fucking just spot on funny things that people don't think of. And it's hard to describe.
I was, or at least in my mind, it's like the comedy of the old Simpsons, like season 8.
Yeah, that's a really
I've
great
never
way to
wa-
put
I've
it.
never
I would
seen
say-
an actual episode of The Simpsons.
I would say from season 8 and back to
not
when
gonna say anything.
their
I've seen the
jokes
movie.
and everything was really structured
Hmm.
and like the jokes had layers. It's not like oh, Bart's bike broke when he was riding randomly. Oh, whoops.
Right.
It's a Bart falls off his bike. A street cleaner drives over it. The bike comes out just perfectly clean. Bart hops on it, starts pedaling. It breaks down. And then you turn to the street cleaner, and he's just maniacally laughing at Bart. And then he falls down the stairs to a subway in the street cleaner.
Right.
Like,
So that's deep shit, and I would hazard to say that I don't even think that Homestar Runner goes that deep.
no, it doesn't. But I would say like that would be an okay analogy.
Absolutely, it's like really, it's really similar shit. Like what were we just talking about before the show started? Sonor Card Gauge, right? Like
The character, yeah.
the character. So, like, you've never seen a character like him, and like his funny thing is he says words that are almost words and not quite. And then Strong Bad like makes him like this whole cool character. He's like, yeah, he would just be like this cool version of me. And then Strong Side comes in and says, you know that character is not only uncool but exists and used to live here years ago, right?
He used to live down the street from us.
Yeah, and he becomes a canon character. Like, and that's the sort of shit that like keeps it alive, is like that like really like multifaceted comedy. It's fucking hilarious, and there's a lot of it because that's all the brothers Chap spent their time doing. They also make all their own music.
What do they make? What do they make now?
They
I don't
they
know.
still are working
Do they run
on
their
it.
YouTube channel, or is that
Yeah,
somebody
they
else?
run it. They run their YouTube channel, which is they're just basically archiving all of the shit from the
Flash.
the Flash website
Yeah.
while they're trying to figure out how to program and animate in HTML5 and all that. And they did that Trogdor board game like 3 months ago. Which,
Trogdor board game we might be interested
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, that'd
As
be
a
really
board
fun.
game,
I
right
still
idea.
never watched that episode.
Trogdor?
I've never seen actually that show at all. Like Homestar Runner, I never watched that.
yeah, no,
up
I'm
until
not
it was-
surprised.
I actually, there's a lot of things I never did as a kid. I never once, ever in my life, played Pokemon as a kid.
The card game?
When
The
did you
card
s-
game, yes, but I never played the video game. Not once.
What?
And I had a Game Boy forever.
That's really odd. It's usually the other way.
I did beat Spider-Man 3 for the Game Boy Advance. though.
Well, let me ask you: have you ever played Pokemon?
The card game.
No, the video game.
When I was like 21.
When we were working at
Which
the
one?
shop?
Yeah.
I played Y.
Really? And you've
Yeah.
never played any other Pokemon?
No.
No, what I'm really more confused about is that you played the card game instead of the video game.
I didn't play.
What the fuck?
I didn't play.
Oh shit! The furnace came on again.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I never played the Pokemon games.
Wait.
And we're back. Woo! Welcome back to the party.
We're back. We got first.
Can we start it like back, like those old fucking 1055 things, like, and we're at the house party, guys! Woo!
Yeah. We can't do that.
Girlfriend got the butt. Hell yeah!
So you're talking about never playing Pokemon?
Never.
That's fucking wild.
Never played Pokemon. Fucking, let me tell you, I played some Yu-Gi-Oh! Definitely played some Yu-Gi-Oh!
I think everybody played more Yu-Gi-Oh! Or at least around here, everybody played a lot more Yu-Gi-Oh! Than
That's
Pokemon.
a bold claim.
know-
The card game?
The card game.
Oh, that's not a bold claim.
Yeah, that was
That's a regular.
That was
There was no
purely
good
Power.
Yu-Gi-Oh! game, like video game at the time.
Do you remember
Recently?
being
Yeah.
a kid though, and like going to the register and seeing all those giant tin boxes?
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, and then your mom just takes you down 5 aisles.
she's like, I'm not spending $25 on card. Like,
Did I tell you
like,
that-
you can't do this to me?
I got one of those for Christmas, and I pulled the shittiest cards you could ever imagine. I was so disappointed.
What
It
a
was
waste of a tin.
It was an entire deck and a bunch of packs that came with it.
All Karibos.
No, I got the I got the
Shut your
entire
mouth, Rokito.
I got the entire Karibo deck, and then I opened up all the packs, and I think the one thing I pulled was like a white Kyurem, and it was like, if you do this, win the game. It's like some unmeetable condition or something, and that was fucking it. And I was super bummed.
If you have
I never-
50 Karibos on the field, you win.
I got my favorite. I got
You know, there's cards that do that in Magic, right?
Yes.
Tarmogoyf.
I know.
I got Dark Magician, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And Blue Eyed Dragon. Those are the two I only really cared about. Like I needed to have.
I had,
Who's that other bald dude that was like the mine guy? But go on.
whoa, hold on.
That's the thing. You can't ask a question and then prompt someone to continue with
Hold
what
on.
they're
Wait,
previously
are you talking
saying.
about like
You can't
the
do
psychic
that.
guy?
Yeah, and he like you like see his veins through his fucking bald head, and he has those little goggles on.
I'm getting two different characters.
Kraid?
Well, there are two characters that just came to
Spyro,
mind.
you know
There's
him.
there's
You know
the
him.
blank face. You only have his smile, and he's all yellow, and he's like a psychic
No,
monster.
was he like a giant star?
Or
Are you talking
Oh,
about
Moon Man?
Relinquished?
I don't know his name.
I was gonna say, or you're talking about like the Skull Knight guy who's like electricity.
No,
Because that's what came into my mind when you
he
said
was
brain.
like a main character for a villain, like the main
Relinquished was for a while. There was a whole like arc about him in the TV show, and I
Yeah.
actually did have one too, and I thought it was the best card ever because it was
Maybe
like
so.
special. Like it was like attach it to a monster, and like it is that monster, and you can't kill it. And when that monster dies, this
Wait,
comes back to your hand. Something like that.
did you guys actually play the card game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it. I
Oh,
tried to play.
I mean-
it
I
once.
had no fucking idea how it worked.
Yeah, it
I was
was
like
really-
7. I was like, I just wanted to
It's
collect the
hard.
cards.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I played the card game, Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Played
yeah.
a heavily modified version of the card game because we were like, we're not doing summons.
Yeah, I just don't understand the game. Like
It's-
Pokemon is actually super confusing too.
Oh my god, my little cousin came up to me during Christmas, or was it? It was either Christmas or Thanksgiving recently. And he's like, "Hey, I got a whole bunch of Pokemon cards." And he's like,
Oh,
he's
boy.
tiny. He's like, I think he's like 6.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, yeah, I got a whole bunch of these. Can you teach me how to play so I can
You're
play
like,
with
"Dude,
my friends?"
I don't know how to play.
I was like, so I can play with my friends at school. I'm like, man, I haven't played this for years. I'm gonna have to look up a video. And I was watching the video. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't. And then like the EX Dragon shit and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea.
I had a bunch of those.
I'm like, oh, that's cute. Just play the game, dude.
And then you have Magic Rat Deck or Rat Pack deck, right? Do you know what that is?
Nope.
So you know how many cards there are in Magic, how many strategies there are?
Infinite.
Infinite. Rat Deck is a mono black deck in Magic, or Rat Pack is a mono deck black and Rat Pack is a mono black deck in Magic that it consists of a card called Rat Pack, which is I think a 3-mana 1/1, and it says Rat Pack. You can have as many cards called Rat Pack in your deck as you want, right? And only the
You
limit
just
is
have like
4.
1,000 cards.
Yeah,
like-
I think they cut it off at like 300 or something cards. Well, you can have a 200 like deck, like mill deck, like if you want. You can have as many cards.
Oh.
Try to outlast the
I mean,
other
I
guy.
haven't played Magic in years, but it was like
it's-
60 cards was max.
Minimum. 60 cards is minimum.
Damn. So
Yeah.
the game must take forever.
No, I'm fairly
really.
when I played, I'm fairly certain it was max.
It might have changed.
I
don't
mean,
know.
I'm sure. Back
Elden-
when I played was with my elder brother, and like a whole bunch of rules have changed.
It's definitely changed by
Yes.
that point then. So at any rate, Rat Pack, as many cards as you like, and it gets +1, +0, so it gets 1 attack for each Rat Pack on the field. How mindless of a deck do you think this is? Where if you have the right mana, all you're drawing is kill removal spells and rat pack. You play it all the fucking. You just get 8 out on the field and just keep attacking.
Are there things where if you play a rat pack, draw a card, and then like, it goes?
Yeah, there are enchantments that will allow you to. I am having trouble thinking. I don't know a lot of the black spells, unfortunately. But I know
any of the good spells.
Well, it's all kill spells. There's not a lot of card draw. A lot of the card draw involves you losing life. Like there's a lot of vampire cards.
It's like a warlock.
Yeah, basically, like tap into your own arcane energies in order to kill people. Like sacrifice your own creature, kill their creature.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's not something that overpowered, but well, yes, there is actually.
No, yes, don't ever say that there is.
But it also costs more. It costs a little bit of mana. But yeah, 200 card decks, uncommon but not unheard of. Eldon used to play a lantern control deck where he would get an enchantment that would play. Both players would have to play with the top deck of the top card of their library exposed. So he would say, "What card is that? Do you need that?" He says, "I'm gonna make you discard one," and he would just make you discard one, and he says,
"Yeah,
okay,
discard another."
Yeah, why don't you discard another? So he would just make you discard both of your whole decks, and he has way more cards and a bunch of cards that would prevent all your shit from working. So it was
extremely frustrating.
It's very frustrating.
Magic, yes.
Ensnaring Bridge. It's the most frustrating card in the game. It doesn't allow you to attack with creatures who I believe I'm totally wrong on this, I think, but I believe it doesn't allow you to attack with creatures whose attack is greater than the number of cards in your hand, or less, something like that.
And you just have you have like no cards next, so you can't attack.
Yeah, you can't do anything because you're discarding all of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So Magic is a really complicated game, and
yeah, I don't like it.
I hope that didn't completely alienate everybody.
Everybody is left.
I like Hearthstone, where the biggest attack is like 12. That's way better.
Hearthstone's totally different.
It's an easier game, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say that it's easier, mostly because Hearthstone you can't meme deck. There are select. No.
Togwalker was a master memer usually.
That's a tier 1 deck.
Now it is.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. And that it doesn't really make it a meme. Like, from what I'm saying is that each deck has about 2 archetypes, right, that one can play. And they have 2 meta decks for, like, each class. And you get those, and that's kind of what you get. And you can play, like, your own variations, but if it's not net decked, it's really not usually that good. It's often a huge upset if people tech in certain cards that nobody plays to some efficacy.
Yeah, if you put one new card and be like, that's a shit deck.
Or the opposite, everyone's like, whoa, it totally worked.
That's like everyone.
Pavel did that recently.
Okay, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but back then, remember when I was saying about how people were playing a lot of cards towards around like Ice King and stuff?
What?
Lich King?
Lich King, yeah.
Ice King. Lich King. Remember when people were like I was like,
yeah.
I don't have enough mana. I remember back then though.
Why
I was
don't you
like,
invite me to your birthday party?
I was like, Derek, Naturalize is going to be a really good card in the future, I think. I called that fucking expansion ago. I'm like, Naturalize, I think it's going to be a card. You're like, fuck, Naturalize, you're like, Naturalize sucks dick.
Yeah.
That'll never be a good card.
Yeah,
now everyone is playing it.
And now it's a tier 1 card.
Yeah, it's fucking insane.
To that extent, there's a lot of there's not a lot of shit that you can do to combat a lot of the cards in Magic because the set is so limited, the card collection is so limited compared to a lot of other card games that if the selection's low, you have to play these decks, and it's kind of a bummer.
It's like it's like and Hearthstone's kind of boring where it's like, oh, it's a warrior deck, so he's gonna have 2 brawls in there. He's gonna
right, yeah, and part of that, it makes it easier because you know all the cards. Now I know all the cards. I can't imagine playing. I don't play Hearthstone anymore.
I don't play either.
But I can't imagine not playing if I didn't know all the cards.
Well, it's like,
I don't know all the cards in Magic, and I lose very frequently.
Yeah, it's like Hearthstone. What they do on turn 1, you're like, oh, so it's this deck.
Yes, exactly.
Like, oh, Mana Worm. Okay, no, so I don't know what deck they're using. I'm like, I just proved what I said immediately.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Mana Worm, you never know.
Oh, Mana Worm, Tempo.
Well, usually Tempo.
Always Tempo.
I think even Control Mana Worm is so good.
No.
Oh my God.
You don't need 1-drops in Control. Anyhow, let's definitely talk about something.
Yeah. Hearthstone's so fucking nerdy.
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm like, yes, I understand.
You've been filling us in on YouTube. Don't worry. That's kind of the problem. We try not to do that, but it's the stuff we get passionate about.
No,
but guys, you know what's funny?
No, I understand that, but I'm sitting here, I'm like, all I have to worry about is if this, like in Dragon Quest, I'm like, Oh, that's a new enemy. All right, that's what it does. All right, now I know this enemy.
So Dragon Quest like tells you everything about.
No.
What do you mean?
No, like I'll run into a new zone and you'll see new enemies, and you run up and you attack it, and then you go into a turn-based combat thing, and you're just like, all right, so what does it have? How much? Like, because when you look at it, you don't know how much life it has, so it's like, all right, so I'm kind of low, but hopefully I out DPS this before it kills me, but it's nothing crazy. It's a very
damage per second.
And that's just a taste of the knowledge that you're gonna get here. Tyler's just full of that shit. Give him another one.
Non-playable character.
Oh my god. I can't. It's too much. It's too impressive.
but Dragon Age is a very like vanilla JRPG, so I can just kind of turn my brain off and play it.
Yeah.
Japanese
it's
role-playing game.
I wish I kind of just like.
You want to know what I need?
I wish we kept going and.
You want
you
You want to know what we need?
need?
You want to know what we need is another really good TPS.
I don't know what that is.
Make something up.
What?
10 Ds per second.
It's third-person shooter.
Oh!
Oh yeah, it is third person shooter.
But everyone just says third person
Yes.
shooter. No one ever says TPS.
Nobody says TPS. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Hey, do you guys want to talk about music?
Yeah, I do.
No.
All right. Moving on. No, I really don't. So okay. What was your song again?
I'm not doing that song.
Oh, come on. You have to. You said you were going to do it.
Come on, it's on your MySpace account.
Oh,
We're
my
in control of
MySpace
it.
one.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
yeah,
easy.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Black Betty by Yin Yang Twins.
Okay, that's
Ooh,
right.
Darren's gonna have a good time with that one.
Yep.
Literally, like, Yin Yang Twins are like, that is fucking some old people of their time. Like, goddamn.
It's not gonna be
What do
that
you mean,
hard to
old
find
people of
it.
their time?
As in, just like, back in, like he's like, they're as relevant as, like, Birdman is.
Really?
Yeah, like, they're not relevant at all.
That's pretty relevant.
You,
That sounds extremely relevant.
Bird Person?
not.
I know Bird Person very well.
Cool.
I
What
like
about you,
that
dog?
guy. Probably that the Offspring's cover of Down. I would say they did a
Baby, I ain't down now.
no an Offspring's version of that. I don't know if that'd be
Jason
great.
Derulo's down.
I don't know if that'd be great or
It's
awful.
It's Jay Sean.
Oh, they would Jay Sean, not Jason. They would make that way better because you
but
know
I'm
why?
just-
That's in their vocal range. It is.
A little bit, yeah.
Baby, are you down?
Yeah, that would work. That actually worked really well.
Oh,
That'd be fucking
absolutely.
sick.
Oh man, fuck! Now
I
I,
can
want that to
email-
happen, but no, it's
I can email them.
yeah. I'm just gonna post on
I'll
there.
call him.
Yeah.
I can slide into his DMs.
Do Down by Jay Sean. That's how you say it.
No, you
Do
just
it!
In all lowercase letters with no return address.
you just say, hey.
Put it in a letter and email it to, like, mail it to him. Do it.
Hey, can you do Down by Jason?
No. You don't even add. Hey, could you do Down? And they're like, we just did a cover of it.
You
Like,
just say Down.
yeah.
He sends it back. We should cover it. No, Down.
Wait, and so who was the other band that did the cover of this?
They did because they did
311.
311 is the band that made Down, and Offsprings is covering it, and then 311 did the cover of Self Esteem
Right.
by the Offsprings.
So
And that
look
was
up the Offspring's cover of.
I'll post it.
Oh yeah,
And You're Gonna Go Far, Kid. It's a really good song.
That is a good song.
You might not have heard it.
I really
It's
like
not
the
really
Offsprings.
good. This week,
I too am an offspring. I love it.
speaking as someone's offspring, I can't help but make a connection to this band.
Would you be?
I
Would
like
you
this new
hold
band
on.
called Human. I just really draw a connection to that.
Would you rather be called the offspring of like your father or the seed of your father?
Oh, neither, dude. Spawn.
The come from your dad's.
Welcome to the cum zone.
You gotta show me that stuff.
I do.
It's not that great, but
Fuck it this week.
I'm not putting that in.
My song is cum zone.
This new band called Oh God, help the kids! They're a really new band from Portland. I really like them.
From Portland, Maine.
They actually don't sing; these do guttural noises. Really good.
Gutterances. That's a Homestar Runner thing. That's a home Southerner thing.
Oh, really?
They took guttural utterances, turned it into a spoonerism of gutterances.
That's actually amazing.
And that's so good. Anyhow,
Oh, we should actually show them the poem video. That one's hilarious.
This is the third time I've said this week, and then I get interrupted instead of saying the song I'm going to say. So I'm just going to do it right the fuck now with no.
Yeah, that reminds me. Well, see you guys next week. No, I'm just kidding.
Right,
It's not what's happening. I actually want to hear it.
And I'm just kidding. I'll edit that out. Now I can't remember the song.
Our fans need this.
Oh, this week, Some Kind of Wonderful by Grand Funk Railroad. I sent you this song, I think, over Facebook, and we found it when I was going on a circle ride with my family, and this is like 50s. 50s, like, fucking funk. It's
That's
really,
cool.
really fun. It's so good. It's just such a good song. Definitely check it out. A little different than what I usually suggest, but
No, I like it. It's good to change it.
no, it's funny.
If you look at my songs, it's so fucking random what I choose.
Yours,
Like,
yeah. Yours pretty much ranges anywhere from like girl pop
yeah,
to
it's like mainstream rap to like indie, like
K-pop to grudge band.
My mom was like listening. We were listening to my Discover Weekly in the car, and
mine's still garbage.
mine this week. It's a lot of the songs I've already heard,
Yeah.
which is kind of lame. But she was like, should take this down because it's in front of my face. She was like, it's like, oh, all these songs, like they sound the same. And I was like,
That's right.
I was like, yeah, that's like.
I'm just a formula.
I was like, that's kind of the point, though. It's like
Yeah, true.
that's it. Is that they all sound the same. I'm like, oh fuck, they all do sound the same. I listen to all the same shit.
That's in the back of your head now.
Yeah.
For like everyone.
Your
who
mom's
listens
like,
to
these all sound the same. You're like, yeah, they are. Oh god.
They are. Yeah.
She's like,
Oh my
that's
God.
stupid.
She's like, some of these are okay.
I just like like being open minded, not looking the same shit like a fucking loser.
Idiot.
Why are you driving so hard?
Have you heard this new Tech 9 joint?
Mama! Mom just fucking screaming to it.
Oh my god, and my voice. Oh, I hope my voice is better next week too. I might.
You're probably gonna get new sickness next
Yeah,
week, so.
next week I'm expecting TB, but we don't really know how that's gonna pan out.
Top name for a new podcast. Derek got syphilis.
It's hilarious.
He's dying.
No, I'm down with a new sickness, and it fucking sucks. But
I was gonna say, just end it there.
I'm gonna get demonetized. I'm down with a new sickness, and it fucking sucks.
Ooh, ah! He comes out.
You want to stop?
Yeah, y'all want to stop? I can't be funny every week, guys. What do you expect from me?
You don't do anything else.
You're not funny any week.
You don't do shit. Funny man, make me laugh. Dance, clown.
We laugh. Hee hee hoo hoo ha ha ha. Hee hee hee.